Okay, we're here meeting today, area plan and commissioners' decision on one thing we have. Jared, you want to conduct the meeting?
Good morning. We had one agenda item heard before the Area Plan Commission last week. That was UZO number 8-20. It was our docket number 58. The property owners in this case were Rodney and Elaine Clark, whom are represented by Mr. Shagley. The proposed zoning for that location is C2 Community Commercial District. It is currently A1 Agricultural. The property is located on the southeast corner of Head Avenue and North US Highway 41. This area has rural conservation as guidance, and development priority is low. Surrounding uses are all mixed, including M2, C2, RS, and A1. Common concerns can be raised with this petition, with this location, as have been with previous locations. Items such as trash, lighting, and landscape may need to be addressed. As with any commercial development, hard surface parking will be required. Stormwater drainage and erosion control plan must be approved by the Vigo County Engineering Department. We've seen a number of similar developments in outlying areas of Vigo County in the past few years. This business model for these types of stores places convenience within reach of areas not otherwise served. Gasoline service station is permitted use by right in a C2 district. NDOT may require the installation of passing blisters or turn lanes. Evidence of approval of a commercial drive cut design and location must be presented from NDOT as a part of the site plan prior to recording. The Area Plan Commission did pass along a favorable recommendation with one member dissenting, with the conditions that it receive a stormwater and drainage plan approval as well as NDOT approval of a drive cut design and location.
Okay, as we know, Mr. Shagley, you're here to represent them.
I am.
We know we have a few things and more hoops to jump through with
Yes.
the state, of course, as you know.
There were remonstrators present at the meeting that evening,
Yes.
citing similar concerns as outlined in the staff report. And we received an additional letter directed to Mr. Kearns. I printed it out just this morning. And I also had two phone calls from people, one from a local business owner and one from a local resident in remonstrance to this rezoning application.
Okay, thank you, Jared.
Is it customary that Jared reads these letters, or do we just, we
You
know
may,
what.
if you'd like to, because they're addressed to you, if you have any concerns on that one.
I can ask the questions as presented, if
Okay.
that's fine,
That'd be fine.
when the time comes.
Okay. As we know, there's still the engineering, lighting and fencing and stuff like that. And I know we have to get all that approved yet too, as well as the permits for driveway permits from NDOT, see if they need a decel lane, stuff like that. You do have something prepared for us?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. I'm here representing the petitioners today, Rodney and Elaine Clark. They are in the process of selling this property to an entity that is going to build a convenience store at this location. The developers are the same ones who did the 13th and Spring Hill location. It's going to be a very similar setup. There will only be one add-on eatery. I can't disclose it. They're still negotiating, so I prefer not to disclose who that's going to be for obvious reasons. They, as stated by Jared, they would like this property rezoned to C2 for that use. As also stated by Jared, we had a couple neighbors show up at the area plan meeting, Mr. Neff being one of them, as well as Larry. Guy spoke from Tagleaf. He had no issues with it. He was concerned about the right-of-way. We addressed that issue. They will obviously observe the right-of-way issues. And then Gary Parks, who's another neighbor, their main concerns outside of not my backyard was lighting, traffic, and trash, and safety. The lighting, obviously, they will have to use directional lighting. That'll have to be approved. The traffic, unfortunately, my clients aren't building a destination convenience store. They'd like to, that's a dream scenario where everybody comes from all around town to go to that convenience That's why they're called convenience stores. It's convenient because it's in the right spot. When people drive by, they stop. We don't anticipate increased traffic. We don't also, there'll be a little bit of a learning curve. But the beauty about this location, as opposed to the location pointed out, there's an empty gas station on the other side of the road that's in the middle. The nice part about this location is, one, it's on a corner. That allows easy entry and exit that's safer when you're coming from the opposite direction that the property's on. The other thing, I don't know if you noticed that other empty gas station, there's a new tank sitting up in back, ready to be installed. The scariest thing about buying a gas station is those tanks that are in the ground. And my guess is that's why that hasn't been developed or purchased or sold because of problems. That's a problem you don't want to buy. That's why the petitioner would like to sell this to a company that wants to build new. As I told the Area Plan Commission, one of the beauties about this, and what I tried to express to the neighbors who had some concerns, the beauty about this is it's not an out-of-town company coming in and doing something for the first time. This is a known quantity. We've seen what they did on 13th and Spring Hill. They do a nice job. One of the commission members actually applauded the quality of the location. So we've got a good thing wanting to happen in our community. As you made reference, Mr. Anderson, Commissioner Anderson, I apologize, this is the first step of many they're going to have to go through. They're going to have to address the drainage. They're going to have to address the septic. They're going to have to address the roadways. This is just a matter of, can they start this process? So that's what we're asking for today, is this property be rezoned to C2. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay. Well, as we know, and that is called Erie Road, not 13th Street.
And it's also North Cheney too, isn't it?
Huh?
Isn't Cheney too?
That was Martin Luther King Drive.
No.
Oh, no, 13th. Oh,
I'm
yeah.
talking about
I'm
13th Street.
about-
I want you to be aware that that name's been changed. It's not 13th Street anymore.
It's Canal now, right?
It's the Erie Canal.
Erie Canal. Thank you.
Yep, okay.
Did everybody know what corner I was talking about still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Kearns, do you have some things you'd like to add and discuss?
Yeah, Jared, you've got 3 letters here from the Websters, 3 different addresses. None of them are anywhere near this place, and all they say is that we're opposed to it.
That was for a different item. That was for a different, this is docket number 58. That was for docket number 57.
So this was presented to me this morning as part of this, so this is,
That was for a subdivision.
No.
Yeah, that was for docket 57. They didn't like the subdivision that,
oh, is that the 2 that were pulled?
who was that? He had a mask on. I can't think of what he looked like. Yeah. No, that was for the subdivision because they're scared that they're going to do a neighborhood, but they're just building he was the Sealyville marshal, retired, Walls,
So you
Dan
need
Walls.
these 3.
We need those. You gave us the wrong letters.
Is that right?
I don't know.
And what Jared gave,
Okay.
the first letter is?
Yeah, there's 3 letters from the Websters about UZO 57. It was a one-lot subdivision.
Well, we're just trying to maintain the concerns on that
Yeah.
Mr. Kearns has had calls, and we've just had
Sure.
a discussion on this, and we know there's still hoops to go through.
Yeah.
And, but we do want to address those concerns of the neighbors. We want it to, and we want it to be safe,
Yeah.
So, from what I see of the drawings, in here, most of that stuff is going to be answered, plus the drainage thing's a concern with a lot of people. And so they're going to have to put a commercial septic system in, I'd assume.
Yes.
So those things will all be addressed.
So just real quick, though, John and Karen Neff, some of the things, nothing was said about future plans for the rest of the property. Pizza area, Subway, you've touched on that. That is a possibility, without saying what the restaurants would be. Car wash, was there any plans for a car wash?
No.
And that's a whole different ballgame, right?
Right.
Okay. So we car wash, let me see, there's no sewer available. We've talked about that. Septic will have to be approved before anything moves forward.
Well, and he brought that up at the other night, and I mentioned that currently there's about 6 bathrooms feeding a septic. And with this new gas station, it'll probably be 2 or 3 with a new septic, commercial septic. So as far as septic goes, it'll be better maintained now than probably it is currently because of the age of the septic system and the amount of people using it.
In the site plan that I have, no holding ponds.
Yeah, they'll use dry wells, I imagine.
You imagine, or they won't?
Considering, I have not asked that direct question, but considering the site plan does not have a pond, my guess is they'll use dry wells.
But that'll be addressed before they move forward, that
Oh, absolutely.
stormwater.
That
Was-
their
is-
stormwater and drainage plan have to be approved by county engineering.
Okay.
The septic system will have to be approved by the state of Indiana.
Okay, and then the lighting, we talked about that too. Concern that it's going to, bother the neighbors across the street, and I think that's a valid concern.
Well, not only the neighbors across the street, but the neighbors to the north and to the east. But there's going to be fencing along the north and the east, so that'll take care of like the car lights
Sure.
and the directional lights. If you look at the site plan, the building's in the northeast corner, so the lights will be directed towards the northeast corner, not out, so it should not have a negative impact for sure on the east property owner and not likely on the west.
Is this going to be a
South.
24/7 operation? We
I
think it is?
anticipate that the case, yeah.
Okay. Noise, I was out there yesterday. I went out to the Elm Row Apartments and watched and observed for a while. It's a high-traffic route.
Yeah.
You got Tag Leaf, you've got CF, you've got heavy industry nearby, where, thank goodness, we have employees going to and from right now. And then it's a main artery, so to me, it's a good fit. Would I want a gas station across from my house? No. But it works, and I don't see why we can't do it. Sealyville, where I live, perfect example. People are not excited about that going on the corner there, and those same people are the ones that are there every day when I'm getting my pop in the morning.
At the Casey's?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, we were in a meeting earlier today, and I took a picture of a chicken. We have a chicken at the Casey's in Sealyville, and funny thing is, in the meeting, the lady that owns the chicken was in our meeting this morning. She works for us in the highway department. So we have celebrity chickens at that Casey's. But it's worked out with the neighbors. They got the fencing up. They're good neighbors. And this particular developer, the place that they built there on Erie Canal, it's clean, it's nice, and I don't mind going there. Again, I wouldn't want it right across from my house, but there's nothing in here for me to say no. So if you're okay with it, I'll just go ahead and make a motion to approve,
Okay,
knowing that we've got these other hurdles to go through.
sure.
But to get this step to move forward, I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, thank you, Mr. Commissioner Kearns. I'll second that motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So is that it for today,
everything.
Mr.
All
Baylor?
right, motion to adjourn.
Oh, yeah, sure. Make a motion
Second.
to adjourn.
All in
Second.
favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate it. This is the last. This is for the year.
The area plan meetings. They'll have a couple of, yeah.